Weirdvoice, First Anthology, Chapter 7.
Sometimes I think that the life I'm living is for Denny. He was 8, and I was 9. Before double digits, 1 year felt like a lifetime. He was just a little kid, but I was grown. I had lost more teeth than him. We didn't really know each other, but we rode the afternoon bus together. All my friends would sit in the way back, exaggerating the bumps in the road and soaring in their seats. But whenever I tried to sit back there, I'd get nauseous. The curse of the motion sickness that plagues me still. So I sat in one of the front seats, right up near Suds, the driver. That wasn't his real name, but it's what he wanted us to call him. One ride, Suds and I shook on a deal that when I made my first movie, I'd send him $1,000. But I don't know his real name, or his last name, or his address, or if he's still alive. So I guess I'll keep $1,000 for Suds somewhere in a sock drawer. I'd sit up front near Suds and hear all the laughter and giggles from my friends in the back. I say they were my friends, but I don't know them now. Actually, we didn't really know each other then, but we rode the afternoon bus together. Denny sat 2 rows behind me, not at the front and not at the middle. I remember him there that day, always sitting 3 rows back from the front on the left side. I was the last stop, always. For some reason, the bus would drive past my neighborhood all the way out to the west side of town before turning back inward to drop me off. Suds felt bad about that. Then, about a mile from my house, Suds would take a long bathroom break at the gas station. I wondered why he would do that when I was so close to home. Maybe he couldn't wait. I didn't know how adult digestive systems worked yet. But I was impatient to get home. I loved my alone TV time at home after school, eating frozen waffles. He was cutting into primetime maple syrup and Hey Dude. So he'd go into the gas station and I'd be alone in the bus. Except for this day. This day I found Denny, asleep 3 rows back from the front on the left side. I didn't want to wake him in case he had had a hard day at school. I remembered what it was like to be 8 years old, so long ago. Denny's glasses were askew, and his head was pressed against the glass of the window. I wondered why Suds hadn't seen that he didn't get off the bus at his stop. When Suds came back in, I pointed to Denny. I wondered if Denny was dead. Suds went back and woke him and promised to take him home after he dropped me off. So I wasn't the last stop that day. Denny died at the roller rink that night. My teacher announced it the next morning. He had collapsed on the pale blue roller rink floor with its thick black lines. But it wasn't the fall that had killed him. I remember the story on the morning news that played on the kitchen TV. I would get up at 5:55 to eat my Cheerios, practice my violin, and walk to the bus stop. The cruel world of an elementary student. I was also one of the first stops on the morning route. Maybe God wanted to test me, to show me how to live through motion sickness and thus adversity. That morning, I watched the anchors with the slick suits and the high hair talk about Denny. They wouldn't say his name. The story was shots of the exterior of Carousel Skate, all flashing lights edited together with weird interior video shot from different angles. One shot was from the floor looking up to the DJ booth, as if taken from the exact spot that Denny fell. I remember that shot was pretty artful for the morning news. I wondered if the camera person had gone to a film school. But it wasn't the fall that killed him, they reported. Brain aneurysm or something like it. Dead before he dropped. So maybe that made it okay to use an angle like that. Looking up from that pale blue roller rink floor with its thick black lines. They wouldn't say his name, but I knew who the 8-year-old kid was. It was one of those moments of foresight that you think can't possibly actually be foresight. But I was a clairvoyant that day. They wouldn't say his name, but Denny died at the roller rink that night. Denny, the high forehead and sandy brown hair, glasses pushed up on his nose. In my head, he's always wearing a yellow striped shirt and long blue denim shorts, almost down to his ankles. I think that must be what he was wearing that day. I don't know if that picture of him is accurate or just the image that my mind has assigned to me to carry. I think about Denny often. There's so many other things I easily forget. The names of the people who work in my building, the face of the guy who took me out to dinner, political races I should be paying attention to. Chris Pratt's last name when all I can think is Hemsworth. But the bus, the news story, the black we wore at school when we held a memorial service, the brief memorial card that we were all given. I wonder if I still have that. Or did we not get to keep them? It was so brief. Brief milestones for 8 brief years. He got 8 years to live a life just starting. He liked blank. He had blank brothers and sisters. His favorite vacation was blank. Those details are all fuzzy. Who would Denny be now? Would he have joined a frat in college? Or would he have skipped college and gone into the Marines? Or would he have questioned his identity, changed his name? Maybe he got married early and would be happy with a day job in accounting and 5 kids, a dog, and church on Sundays. Maybe he would have become a nomad, living in a van, driving across the United States. It's a thought I think all the time, that we'll never know who Denny would be. I change cities, change lives, restart and reboot when I get antsy. When I do that, I feel like one of these lives, at least, is for Denny. Seeing the places he never went, making friends he might like to know, drinking alcohol, he never got to try that. I will probably never skydive or bungee jump if that's something he always wanted to do. But some of this life has to be for Denny. Denny's unlived life is my responsibility now. I imagine his parents and siblings, if he has them, feel the same but stronger. I don't know their last name or if they still live in my hometown. I wonder if they would feel comfort that a girl who was so much older and rode the bus with Denny that day still carries his memory. I hope they would. But my memory is just of a kid with a big forehead, holding up his sandy brown hair and glasses, yellow striped shirt, and long denim jeans, white socks and tennis shoes, probably. And he had a nice smile. His ghost reminds me of that. But that's all I know about him. Because, as I said, we didn't really know each other. Just rode the afternoon bus together.
For Denny was written by Kara Davidson and performed by Amy Sloan. It was engineered by Maya Reeder. Weirdvoice is an anthology of haunted stories. Each chapter is created from scratch by the Ice Core Collective in Chicago. The Ice Core Collective is Michael Gillio, writer and performer; Exal Iraheta, writer and communications; Aviva J., writer and performer; Ellie Maitland, Foley artist and sound designer; Matthew Muniz, director, producer, composer, and production manager; Brett Neveu, writer and producer; Maya Reeder, sound design, mixing, and producer; Rich Sparks, visual artist, writer, and producer; and Neil Verma, director, field recordist, and first anthology producer. Special thanks to Leah Cole and The Last Afternoons. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. For more, visit our website at icecorecollective.com. Weird Voice is recorded at the studios of Northwestern University's School of Communication and in the field. And now, quiet time.